Have you heard about this? A group of convicted criminals suing former New York Governor George Pataki for placing them in psychiatric hospitals after they served jail sentences. Pataki used a now-abolished law to help keep them locked up, believing they were still a threat, and the governor may have been right. Some of the men behind the lawsuit have actually been arrested again for burglary. So do they have a case? Let's talk to our Fox News legal analyst, Peter Johnson, Jr.
Yeah, I've read this up and down, and I know former Governor George Pataki well. In fact, he appointed me to a couple of boards in this state. He was a strong law and order governor in this state who ended a string of folks who were not so law and order, including his predecessor, Governor Mario Cuomo. And what Governor Pataki did, because the Democratic legislature wouldn't act, he said, let's enact a body of provisions by which people who are violent sexual predators, meaning the people who are actually suing Governor Pataki in federal court now, those people who had engaged in terrible acts with children, stepchildren, teenagers, on multiple occasions, attempted murder, the worst vile acts, I can't even discuss them this morning. He's saying, if they're violent sexual predators and our mental health system so determines, what can we do to civilly confine them, to continue to treat them until they're ready to go out on the streets? And that's been upheld by the Supreme Court. Now, a bunch of these guys, a couple who are in jail, I think 3 out of the 6 plaintiffs are in jail right now, are saying, no, we want money from the state, we want money from Governor Pataki for doing their job, for making a public policy decision. So the question I asked this morning is, have we turned over the keys to the asylum to the nuts? Yeah. And have we flipped things around? When a governor who's acting in good faith is trying to impose a criminal justice initiative, a mental health initiative that's agreed with by the Democratic legislature, so he stands in the dock in federal district court fighting against these folks.
So, real briefly, they say, well, we've served our time. You can't keep us around.
Civil confinement by which violent sexual predators undergo physical examinations in New York State, 2 psychiatric examinations, have the capacity for hearing, can be civilly confined. We have that law in the books now in a different form. It's in 18 or 20 states around the country. It's been upheld in federal courts, in the Supreme Court. Here, these plaintiffs, these former violent sexual predators are saying, you didn't comply with the law in the way that we think, and our rights have been violated. And so now a governor doing what he thinks best, a duly elected governor, is on the pan. And I think that's wrong.
All right. Let's see what happens. Keep us posted on this.
In federal court.
All right. Peter, thank you.
Good to see you.